Do you want to sound like a native speaker? Then you're in the right place. Today, we're learning about the 25 most common English idioms that natives use every single day. We'll break down each one with clear examples. So, if you're ready to level up your English, make sure you're subscribed and let's get started. One, break a leg. This phrase means good luck. We use it to wish someone success, especially before a performance, presentation, or important event. For example, you have a big test today, break a leg. Another example, break a leg in your soccer game. 2, bite the bullet. This phrase means to endure a painful or otherwise unpleasant situation that is seen as unavoidable. We use it when you can no longer avoid a difficult task and must face it. For example, I don't like shots, but I bit the bullet and got one at the doctor. Another example, he bit the bullet and told his boss the truth. 3, a blessing in disguise. This phrase means something that seems bad at first but results in something good. We use it to point out the positive outcome of an initially negative situation. For example, missing the bus was a blessing in disguise. I found a $20 bill on the sidewalk. Another example, not getting the job was a blessing in disguise. A better job called me the next day. 4, hit the nail on the head. This phrase means to be exactly right about something. We use it when someone identifies the exact cause of a problem or makes a perfectly accurate statement. For example, you said I look tired, you hit the nail on the head, I didn't sleep well. Another example, his answer hit the nail on the head. 5, once in a blue moon. This phrase means very rarely. We use it to describe an event that happens so infrequently it is almost never. For example, my brother visits me once in a blue moon. Another example, I only eat cake once in a blue moon. 6, when pigs fly. This phrase means never. We use it to express that you think something is impossible and will never happen. For example, will I clean my room today? Yes, when pigs fly. Another example, she said she'll be on time. Yeah, when pigs fly. 7, the ball is in your court. This phrase means it is your turn to make a decision or take action. We use it after you have done your part and are now waiting for another person's response or decision. For example, I said I'm sorry, now the ball is in your court, do you forgive me? Another example, I sent you the email, the ball is in your court now. 8, spill the beans. This phrase means to reveal a secret. We use it when someone accidentally or purposely discloses information that was supposed to be kept secret. For example, we planned a surprise for Mom, but my sister spilled the beans. Another example, come on, spill the beans, what is the surprise? 9, on cloud 9. This phrase means to be extremely happy. We use it to describe a state of great joy or elation. For example, she was on cloud 9 after she won the race. Another example, he's on cloud 9 because he's going to be a dad. 10, under the weather. This phrase means to feel slightly ill. We use it as a mild or polite way to say that you are not feeling well. For example, I'm feeling under the weather, so I'll stay home today. Another example, she sounds under the weather, I think she has a cold. 11, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. This phrase means to accomplish 2 tasks with a single action. We use it to describe an efficient solution that solves 2 problems at once. For example, I'll kill two birds with one stone by going to the bank on my way to work. Another example, this walk kills two birds with one stone. I exercise my body and my dog. 12 cost an arm and a leg. This phrase means to be very expensive. We use it to emphasize that something has a very high cost. For example, fixing my car cost an arm and a leg. Another example, that new phone costs an arm and a leg. 13 a piece of cake. This phrase means very easy. We use it to describe a task that is simple and requires little effort. For example, the quiz was a piece of cake. Another example, don't worry, putting this together is a piece of cake. 14 the last straw. This phrase means the final problem in a series that makes you lose patience. We use it when you have tolerated many issues but one final problem makes the situation unbearable. For example, when he forgot my birthday, it was the last straw. I ended the friendship. Another example, the messy kitchen was the last straw. I asked my kids to clean it. 15 hit the sack. This phrase means to go to bed. We use it as an informal way to say you are going to sleep. For example, I'm tired, I'm going to hit the sack. Another example, it's past your bedtime, time to hit the sack. 16 let the cat out of the bag. This phrase means to accidentally reveal a secret. We use it when confidential information is disclosed, similar to spill the beans. For example, I let the cat out of the bag about the party. Another example, who let the cat out of the bag about the gift. 17 judging a book by its cover. This phrase means evaluating something based solely on its appearance. We use it to warn against forming an opinion about someone or something without knowing all the facts. For example, that car looks old, but don't judge a book by its cover. The engine is great. Another example, he seems quiet, but you can't judge a book by its cover. He's very funny. 18 bite off more than you can chew. This phrase means to take on a task that is too big or difficult. We use it when someone is overwhelmed because they have committed to more than they can handle. For example, she bit off more than she could chew by taking 5 hard classes. Another example, I bit off more than I can chew by saying I would bake cakes for the whole school. 19 a dime a dozen. This phrase means very common and not special. We use it to say that something is easy to find and therefore not unique or valuable. For example, those little toys are a dime a dozen. Another example, good ideas are a dime a dozen. Great ideas are rare. 20 go the extra mile. This phrase means to do more than what is required or expected. We use it to praise someone for putting in exceptional effort. For example, my teacher goes the extra mile to help her students. Another example, if you go the extra mile at work, your boss will notice. 21 hang in there. This phrase means don't give up, be persistent. We use it to encourage someone to continue through a difficult situation. For example, I know work is tough, but hang in there, it will get better. Another example, hang in there, the doctor said you will feel better soon. 22 it's not rocket science. This phrase means it's not complicated. We use it to say that something is easy to understand or do, often with a hint of sarcasm. For example, just push the button to start it, it's not rocket science. Another example, making a sandwich isn't rocket science. 23 speak of the devil. This phrase means the person we were just talking about has appeared. We use it, said when the subject of a conversation arrives unexpectedly. For example, speak of the devil, we were just saying your name. Another example, I was just telling a story about you, and speak of the devil, here you are. 24. A storm in a teacup. This phrase means a lot of anger or worry about something unimportant. We use it when people are overreacting or making a big fuss over a minor issue. For example, their argument was just a storm in a teacup. They forgot about it quickly. Another example, the news story is a storm in a teacup. It's not a real problem. 25. Through thick and thin. This phrase means through good times and bad times. We use it to describe unwavering loyalty and support during all circumstances. For example, my dog has been with me through thick and thin. Another example, best friends stick together through thick and thin.